everyone, and welcome to my test kitchen. Today is part 2 in a series of 4 in gluten-free travels, Italian style. I have fond memories of the many times I spent in the beautiful walled-in city Lucca in Tuscany. Passing by the bakeries every morning, you see a variation of the ubiquitous bread called focaccia in Italy. Today's recipe comes from that connection and my love of the city. So let's get started. All right, we're going to get started with putting our ingredients in the food processor. We're using 2 cups of almond flour, 3/4 cup of Parmesan Reggiano, freshly grated, 3 eggs, 7 ounces of cashew cheese, which I made in place of ricotta. I just wanted to use a little less dairy in the recipe. And we're going to use 3 tablespoons of olive oil, half a teaspoon of black pepper, freshly ground, 1/4 teaspoon of salt because we are adding some flaky salt at the end, putting over the vegetables that we're going to place on top, teaspoon of baking soda, some minced rosemary, a couple of scallions sliced thin, and there you have it. All right, we're going to lay this out on our sheet pan. We're just going to make this a little kind of rustic and just spread it out a bit. You want to make sure that it's all even. Okay, we're going to put this in the oven now at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 18 minutes. We're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. We'll check it. You want it to be a nice kind of golden brown on top. We're just kind of going over it with an offset spatula, just keep it really even. All right, we're taking our beautiful focaccia out of the oven. Look at that, it's a perfect golden brown on top. Okay, we're cutting our corners off, which of course, we're gonna save all our corners because these are wonderful to just dip in some beautiful eggs later, which is what I'm going to do. But we just want it a little bit more finished, a nice rectangle, so you can see that. And then I like to score it, so I just lay my knife on it. I have a serrated edge knife here. You could use a regular knife, and we're just scoring it a little bit. This way you don't go through it, just in case maybe you make a little mistake. We want to have pretty even squares because they're just going to look really beautiful. Let me put this on a plate. Okay, they look pretty good. You can kind of see that. So now we will go through. The texture feels really nice. Beautiful focaccia. Okay. Beautiful cremini mushrooms that we don't rinse. We don't want to have too much moisture on them, so we're just with a damp paper towel just to clean them off. Okay, now we have our beautiful yellow squash. Just want to show you this little technique here. We're going to kind of pile them on top of each other. You can put 4 or 5, you can put more if you like. And then we're just going to make little 4 chops there, because again, see, we're making just little piles, beautiful vegetables that are delicious. We'll add some texture, some beautiful flavor and color to our focaccia. Okay, we could just set those aside. We have it on low to medium, the heat. Whoops, put that in there. We'll put a little bit of salt. Mushrooms take a minute to release their moisture. These will take about 5 minutes. You just want to melt them down so they're a little translucent. Taste them. Always taste your food when you're cooking for salt. You don't want to over salt it because the focaccia will have some salt in it. using the same pan, we just rinsed it out a little bit with a paper towel. Just a little tiny little bit of salt, not too much. I always like to talk about the benefits every recipe that I do. So we have arugula here, we have cremini mushrooms, and we have some yellow squash. Cremini mushrooms have a lot of beautiful minerals, including copper and selenium, and are antioxidant. Yellow squash, all the yellow vegetables are rich in fiber and have some potassium, so eat your yellow vegetables. Arugula, high in vitamin C, which is an antioxidant. It also has a lot of nutrients and minerals like potassium. Has a little peppery taste to it. I really like arugula very much, and it's going to just add a little bit of spiciness when we pile all these little vegetables on top of our focaccia. So we're going to take a little bit of our mushrooms first. Put that on top, and we have a little bit of our squash here. Of course, our hands are clean. Just going to put our beautiful arugula on top. Look how beautiful that is. Just squeezing a little bit of lemon, because lemon makes everything taste better. This is optional, but I am going to drizzle just a really little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with our flaky salt, which just has a little bit more of a crunch to it. Here's a little flaky salt. You want to put the salt on from a high position. If you go too low, it will clump on for sure. So always when you're drizzling salt in any recipe, you want to go a little bit above. All right, it's time for our little taste test. See what we did here today in the test kitchen. The texture of the focaccia is beautiful. A little flaky salt gives it a really nice little crunch at the end. You get the peppery arugula, the earthiness of the mushrooms. This is a really beautiful combination. And you can serve these just like this for a brunch with a frittata with it. You can cut your focaccia a little bit bigger and make a panini with some beautiful prosciutto di Parma and Asiago. Really, there's a plethora of ideas. This is a good one. This is a keeper. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you will go home and give this one a try. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate all the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. And you could also subscribe to my website, lauriaricciardoni.com, for all our delicious news. Until next time, buon appetito.